Never complain, never explain. It is the motto of the royal family, and one they have lived by even since Prince Harry's explosive claims.
Royal biographer Tom Bower says the palace must hit back at the allegations made on TV and in print to save face. But would this do more harm than good? Tom is joining us now live from Kenya, along with family law barrister Paula Ronadren, who believes a public address by the royal family is a bad idea at the moment. Let's start with you, Tom. Why should now the royal family break the strategy which has served them, and in particular Her Majesty, our late Queen, so well for so many decades, never to be dragged down into fighting it out in the press against critics? Is now really the moment to change course?
Well, I think we're facing unprecedented problems for the monarchy. Never before has such a senior member of the monarchy spent now 2 years doing nothing else but attacking his family and the institution. Ever since they appeared on Oprah Winfrey 2 years ago, Meghan and Harry have spewed out endless accusations, misrepresentations, inaccuracies, and often downright lies. And the damage to the royal family, in my view, is absolutely colossal. And I think it's time to make a statement, because I think Harry has no other option for his own income, his own profit, Meghan's profit, but to continue these allegations into the future, into infinity. At some stage, the royal family does have to draw a line and say that this is untrue, these allegations are untrue, and the royal family, who is supported by the majority of Britons, represents us and will not be traduced by this couple in California, hate the royal family, hate the titles, but keep the titles, and so far earned over $120 million just by rubbishing and lying, in my view, about a family who's here and does provide huge service to us and to Britain.
Tom, I'm not sure that it is accurate to say they hate the royal family. I mean, Prince Harry's made it clear he loves his family. He has issues, obviously. Paula, what do you think? I mean, one of Tom's points is that, of course, the royal family exist because they're supported, but perhaps some of the things that are being said might erode that support, particularly in a younger age group. You might be more sympathetic. Is it important for the royal family to counter some of the things they may take issue with, or would that backfire, do you think? Oh, and Paula, I wonder if we can just interrupt, because I think you might have muted yourself, and that obviously would not work. There we go, right. Yes. Go ahead.
That lockdown thing you learn.
I mean, you'd think I'd have learned by now, don't you, Ed? So, Susanna, you make a really good point, the one that you immediately referenced Tom about when he spoke about Harry's hatred for the family. Nowhere is it documented that Harry has said that he hates his family, or Meghan has said that he hates his family. And this is my concern about Tom and what he is saying to you this morning. He talks about the fact that Harry and Meghan have spewed lies, but we all know that Tom himself has been criticised for the lies that he has told about Meghan in his unauthorised biography of Meghan, where people have had to come out on Twitter and come out on social media and denounce what he has recorded as coming from them. So I think Tom needs to be careful about suggesting that anyone is spewing lies. What we need to focus on is not the royal family hitting back. It's, again, that kind of aggressive, unnecessary terminology, which is so unhelpful. What we need to focus on is hopefully a joint public statement from the family and from Harry and Meghan, where they are trying to come together, where they are trying to reconcile. So do I think the royal family should speak out? Absolutely. Does that mean that it should be a negative retraction? Absolutely not. It needs to be a positive statement, one where they are moving forward and looking to come together.
Well, what would that involve?
So that could involve, and this is where Tom, with his no doubt excellent skills and intellect, we could sit together and say, well, why don't the royal family and Harry and Meghan think about having a meeting together, think about the kind of topics that they want to be able to come out together and jointly discuss. For example, the issues of racism. For example, the issues of unconscious bias. For example, the issues around mental health and addressing those concerns about mental health. This is what the younger generation understand is important to them, and they don't want to see it being brushed under the carpet. With Tom, I agree on that matter.
OK. Tom, obviously, Paula referenced your own book. How would you respond to that and the suggestion that there's a positive statement the royal family could make?
Well, she was pretty defamatory of me. I didn't tell any lies whatsoever in my book, I must point that out, and nor have Meghan ever accused me of telling a lie, and nor have her lawyers, so that was completely inaccurate by your other contributor, who I understand is a lawyer. Clearly doesn't understand that accusing me of lying is defamatory. But moving along, I think the problem really is that Harry has raised the temperature beyond anything acceptable, as has Meghan. And what is interesting is that in his interview with Tom Bradbury, he denied that they'd ever accused the royal family of racism. I mean, to now bring up racism when he denies they've accused the family of outright racism is ridiculous. He's retreated on that. And that's the problem. He is all the time looking how he can monetize his anger with his father, all the time looking for a way to capitalize on Diana's death. And that's the problem. You can't in any way find any accommodation. There's no compromise with the Sussexes. They are set on one thing, which is to get a grovelling apology, capitulation. They want William, Kate, and King Charles to say that the Sussexes are absolutely right and have been wronged. And they're not right, and they haven't been wronged. And for the royal family to in any way seek a compromise with a couple who have proven themselves to be so unreliable, so untrustworthy, so often so deceptive, is, in my view, a recipe for undermining the monarchy. There is no debate. In the end, the royal family needs, I think, through Prince William, to make a considered, crafted statement undermining Harry's credibility.
OK. Paula, I think a lot of people will just think the Queen did it best. The statement was, recollections may vary. It covers a multitude of possible reconciliation, I think, don't you?
But even when the Queen talked about Annus Horribilis, she talked about her mistakes. And don't both sides have to come forward, including Harry, as well as Charles and William, and talk about all the things that they've got wrong?
And both of you, I completely agree. And to be clear, Tom, it was not me suggesting that Tom's a liar. It's what you read on the internet that others have said about Tom and the contents of his book. And this is what I'm saying. This is what happens when you breed negativity on top of negativity, when you make accusations about somebody, when nobody ultimately knows the truth behind that. We have to be very, very careful. And as I said, in terms of putting forward a very positive public statement, you're absolutely right, Susanna, you're absolutely right, Ed. When we heard from the Queen, what we heard about is both sides making mistakes. And that is always the first step towards reconciliation.
OK. Tom, thank you very much indeed. And Paula, thank you.
Thank you.